Welcome everybody to WCW 2003 as we continue on the road to Bash at the Beach. As after the Great American Bash, it's time for head to another pay-per-view, and it's time for Nitro. So let's get rolling. So we start out with our weekly pre-show match. As in a pre-show match that had subpar wrestling, a little heat, Lance Storm, Kaz, and Chavo Guerrero defeated Konnan, Jason Jett, and Blitzkrieg in 14:56 when Lance Storm submitted Blitzkrieg with a Canadian Maple Leaf. Blitzkrieg got a 56, Jet got a 61, Konnan got a 61, Chavo got a 53, Kaz got a 64, and Lance Storm got a 67. Again, this is some people who don't currently have a program, some time to wrestle on the show, but, some things will change for some of these guys, not so much for the other guys. But let's move on to the actual opening of the show. As we're live from the U.S. Cellular Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, just down the road from Chicago, as the Deadpool come out and open the show. And they go through the usual spiel. They say, yes, Booker has come back, but Macias will totally destroy him once and for all. Then, Morningstar has, defeated Sting, and he is rising to the top where he belongs. And, Vampiro says, yet another false savior has been put afford you, as Sean O'Haire will fall just like the rest, and Deadpool will run WCW. When O'Haire comes out and he says, cut the BS. You want to talk your spooky talk, but I'm the future of professional wrestling right now. So, put forth one of your goons, and I'll take him out tonight, and you'll just see what happens when you face a future shock. After a moment, Vampiro, I'll just put over that Vampiro and Morningstar are already set for a main event match against Goldberg and Booker, and he says, my Macias, you're not ready for my Macias, but my Lestat will take you on and soften you up for the kill. And Archer says, do your best. And then we move on. This gets an 88. Good stuff. And we move on to the back, where Kanyon is still complaining to nobody to listen, when Ray Juno comes in and tells him basically, I lost last night. You don't see here whining. So why don't you find some partners? Or in fact, I fought with Horsemen before, so why don't you go back to your Horsemen buddies, get them ready to wrestle, and I'll find some partners, and we'll have a match tonight, and we'll just see if you're really better than everyone, Kanyon. Kanyon, yells to this guy again, says, nobody's better than Kanyon, and I'll take you out, brother. And that gets a 73, solid stuff. Then we have our actual opening match of the evening, where in an abysmal match, that's mean, Gail Kim defeated Beth Phoenix and Celine Cartier in 9:37 when Gail Kim submitted Cartier. This got a 56. Kim got a 51. Phoenix got a 42. Celine got a 51 herself. So again, solid stuff. Kim goes over. And Kim's solo rating gets a 42. And then we go backstage where basically O'Haire, Booker, and Goldberg are talking. Booker and Goldberg says, we'll be back up for you tonight if you need it. And O'Haire's like, no, I need to do this on my own. I appreciate it, and I'll have your guys' back, but I need to prove to people that, I'm on the rise and that I can take down Vampiro for the title. So this gets a 76. Solid stuff. Not the end of the world. Then we have a Noble promo where he basically, because about how, he is the redneck rebel. He is the future of the cruiserweight division, and Paul London has been laying back with easy victories, but now he's going to face a real wrestler. London comes out and says, I have no problem fighting you, buddy, but, if you think you're ready, why don't we have a tag match next week? I know I already have a partner, so I need to go and find one if you can find somebody who doesn't hate your guts. And that gets a 56. Against all the stuff, builds up that. And then move on to a squash match, where in a terrible match, Gante defeated Yang in 5:20 by pinfall the chokeslam. This gets a 41. Again, this was really short, so there you go. And then we have our sort of not our biggest promo, but fairly big promo, as we have the official debut of the Helms Legacy. Not Helms Co anymore, the Helms Legacy. Is this because there's an actual graphic for the Helms Legacy? Maybe. But basically, Amber O'Neil and Cash are hanging all over each other. Gigantes is looking scary in the back, and Reno is looking solidly, and Helms is like, once again, don't fear, because your superstar has arrived, WCW, and we're bolder and better. I already have the next future monster of professional wrestling Gigantes. We have future tag team from Cash Reno. So doesn't it make sense that I bring in a woman, a true beauty, who's also a great wrestler, who's more than just a pretty face? Of course, because I'm the greatest U.S. champion of all time. Humber O'Neal will soon actually bring prestige to the women's world title, and Cash Marino will soon enough, once they get a fair shot, get a shot at those tag belts, no matter who faces them, because they are my legacy. Yes, and I'm starting a legacy right now because that's just how great I am. Basic heel promo sets them up. There you go. That gets a 69. Nice. Then we go backstage where Jindrak and Stacey are complaining to Bischoff that they beat Air Raid before, and now just because Air Raid got lucky last night, now Air Raid are getting a tag title shot. Bischoff's like, I'll get back to you on this, okay? Just leave. Yeah. And that gets a 69. Again, nice. There we go. And then, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Sean O'Haire defeat Lestat in 10:26 by pinfall with Widowmaker. This gets a 72. O'Haire gets an 87. Lestat gets 67. Again, back and forth, solid match, but, O'Haire pretty much doesn't dominate, but he is obviously the better guy, and kick, wham, Widowmaker. There we go. And then afterwards, O'Haire basically gets out of dodge before the Deadpool arrive, and that gets a 69. Probably should have had them on overness instead of entertainment, but what can you do? And then we have an AMW promo. They basically kind of promo says, we just proved we are the present and future of tag team wrestling when we took out Ray Jr. and Alex Wright. And it doesn't matter who we face, Air Raid, any other team, we'll take them on because we're America's Most Wanted, and we're tag team wrestling and world championship wrestling. 66, pretty good, especially considering. Yeah, these guys are slowly getting over. Then we have a backstage segment with the Horsemen, which is, exactly what you think it is. Flair is hyping people up, stumbles a little, but still gets stuff over. Says, "Woo! Doesn't matter who that little masked punk brings in. He can bring his little German dancing buddy. He can bring in anybody because we're the Horsemen and nobody can stop us." This gets an 88. There we go. And then Ray Jr. comes out with Wright and Air Raid, and that gets a 73. Just, Ray Jr. comes out, then the other people come out. Crowd pops. And then in about that had great wrestling and good heat, the Four Horsemen of Kanyon, Flair, Jared, and Douglas defeated Alex Wright, Ray Jr., and Air Raid in 1409 when Kanyon pinned Air Paris with a flatliner after distraction from Mark Jindrak. So, Jindrak comes out, Air Paris goes around to yell at him, boom, kick, wham, flatliner, there you go. This gets an 89, because wow. Wright gets an 83, Wright gets 66, Styles gets 78, Paris gets 72, Douglas gets an 84, Jarrett gets an 84, Flair gets an 83, and Kanyon gets a 93. And then the heel celebrating. Well, actually, what is this? Is the Horseman celebrating? Well, Air Raid and Jericho against DGX start fighting. Gets an 85. And then we go to our main event, which only gets an 80, unfortunately. Let's see here. Match suffered because there's not enough selling shown. Okay, that makes sense. An exceptional match, Booker T and Bill Goldberg defeated Vampiro and Morningstar in 2014 when Booker T pinned Morningstar with a Harlem Hangover. Goldberg got an 83, Booker got an 92, Morningstar got an 81, Vampiro got an 88. And let's see here. Inconsistency, lack of selling, okay. Interesting. I guess the Goldberg doesn't quite have enough. Oh, yeah, probably with. Okay, that makes more sense. Because probably the storyline maybe lost just enough heat with the various backstage promos and such that basically it wasn't quite hot enough to be in the main event. Shit happens. What can you do? And then to finish things off, got an 86 as Macias runs in along with Lestat to start the beatdown, but O'Haire runs in, runs them off as babyfaces stand tall in the show, and this gets an 86. And overall, we get an 83. Solid stuff. Let's see if anything interesting pops up in the mail. Then I'll go over Raw, which totally happened at the same time as this show. And if you see anything to the contrary, I'll lie to you and say that's totally false. Okay, contracts. Keep on rolling. Okay. Nitro got a 1.86. Morningstar, Team Knows a natural star, and oh yeah, I already saw that. Okay, so let's go to the WWF. So, oops. So there, okay, so Raw got an 88. We had King Karen getting into a brawl, Jeff Hardy and Wild Wicked defeating Grandmaster Sexy and TNA, Rikishi and Hardcore Holly defeated Austin and Matt Hardy, the AP defeated Radicals, Eddie Guerrero drew with the Stalker, Big Show defeated Marty Jannetty, okay, and Triple H defeated William Regal by DQ in a 100 match, because of course it did. And let's see if anything interesting happened on Snack Background. Big Show defeated Kane and Triple H in 99. Steve Austin defeated Steve Richards in 93, and Shawn Michaels defeated Billy Gunn in a ladder match, because, okay. Sure. Let's see here. Let's look at our storylines. Goldberg Diamonds Darkness. Okay, it's back to 82. Vampiro faces Shocker. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. So, yeah. That's it for Raw. I mean, Raw. What am I saying? That's it for Nitro. But we're on the road to the Great American Bash. And yeah, I realized this was a quicker video than normal, so let's just check out a couple other things real quick. Let's go creating real quick. So we got Goldberg, RVD, Booker T, Kanyon, and Vampiro's top 5. This has basically been in the same top 5 for the last couple months. Let's see here. Talk to Talk is still Flair, Kanyon, Booker, Lawler, and Jarrett. Lots of spoilers. I mean, anyway, who's hot is Ray, Ric Flair, Helms, Vampiro, and Kanyon. Who's not is Nash. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Merch-wise, yeah, I'll just show this to you guys real quick, just as something to look at. So far this week, we've got Goldberg, Booker, RVD, O'Hare, Johnny Lawler, Kanyon, Vampiro, Palumbo, Macias, and DDP as a top 10. Last month's top 10 was Sting, DDP, Macias, Vampiro, Kanyon, RVD, O'Hare, Lawler, Booker T, and Goldberg. So there you go. But yeah. Let's see here. Is there anything else that would be of interest of you guys? Let me just go to the show history real quick. So, I realized I didn't show this to you guys last time, but, because it was basically built up. But, so for the last 2 Saturday nights before Great American Bash, we had Jonathan Toro defeat Disco Inferno, Tajiri defeating Scott Taylor to retain the TV title, Beth Phoenix defeating Katrina Waters and Emi Sakura, and Amber O'Neal and Silver Rose defeating Natty Hart, and the Hart Legacy. And then in the other one, we had Conan and Dustin Rhodes defeating 3 Count, Gigante's attacking Dustin and Conan, Emi Sakura defeating Katrina Waters, Natty Hart, and Becky Bayless. And then in a main event, Kaz and Noble defeating Shiro and Yang. So yeah, and that's sort of like the other slight issue is basically like my upper mid card guys are like sort of too big to put on like Saturday night, but at the same time they're not quite over enough to get on Nitro because like, you know, we want to have some women's stuff, we want to have some cruiserweight stuff, and then, you know, Thursday main event stuff. You know, I mean, the one thing, like, doing this and, like, seriously doing the booking, it gives you a little bit of sympathy for, like people like Vince McMahon or even Bischoff in real life, because, like, at a certain point, like, yeah, you do have people that you want to push, but at the same time, that means that replace either giving maybe more over people less time or other stuff like that. So, you know, before you whine online about X wrestler not being booked enough, realize there's a limited time. Yes, even the WWE has limited time. But anyway, my little rant over. That's all for now. So if you've liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, comment below. on, what you're enjoying and not enjoying, and subscribe to the channel for lots of TEW 2020 content, including this, my WCW 1993 series, my MLW 2004 series, my Women's Revolution 2010 series, and my local to global series in the Cornellverse. But that's all for now. Talk to you later, and adios.